Hi and welcome to this reading. Today's reading is the third last reading in a series of readings that I've been doing, tapping into the energy of the rise of the divine feminine. There's a full playlist of these readings which you can find on my channel, but the link will also be in the description. This energy that I'm tapping into as a collective, we are going through a massive spiritual awakening, which is being in part played out by things that are happening in the sky at the moment, but also by the fact that in January next year, the North Node goes into Pisces. Pisces is spirituality. It is our beliefs, our dreams, our visions for the future. Pisces is the 12th house. It's the house of also prisoners and imprisonment. And a spiritual awakening as such is a period of enlightenment, a period of being set free, a breaking away from things that have held us back. I've done a pre-shuffle on the cards, but first, if you are new to my channel, welcome. If you are returning, welcome back. A bit about me first. I'm an intuitive tarot reader. I pick up on energy prior to a reading. I will then come and use my tarot and oracle decks to further clarify the message. A song has been ringing in my head and I had to go and search it up because I knew some of the lyrics, but I wasn't sure who it was by or the full song. And I will list it in the description box because there might be more messages in that song for you. The line that I was hearing was, "You saw the whole of the moon," and it's by the Water Boys. And what the song essentially is about is, in an interview, he said, if you think of a character like C.S. Lewis, somebody who has the ability to go deeper than the surface level. I think there's a line in that song, "I saw the crescent," meaning of the moon. "I saw the crescent, but you saw the whole of the moon." All the hidden aspects, because you have the ability to go deeper. Now, when I did the pre-shuffle, I got this card out, a pause. And then I was pulling through a divine feminine energy, and it was Teresa of Avila. Now, I think she died, or she was around in the 1500s. I think she was born in 1515, or she died in 15... No, I think she was born in 1515. But she was part of the Catholic revival. Europe had been Protestant for a long time, and she was part of the Catholic revival in Europe. So when you think about a revival, it's bringing something back to life. Now, as a child, she was really unwell, so she spent a lot of time in bed, a lot of time in contemplation, a lot of time in her thoughts, thinking about what she wanted for her spiritual journey. A lot of the other readings in this playlist have been about walking away from things that have happened to you in order to tap into this divine feminine energy. But for this particular reading, this is about reformation. Wanting to stay where you are because you see that an opportunity to reform something, that an opportunity through this pause energy to make some changes will make something better. And it's because you're tapping into your divine feminine energy. Now, divine feminine, divine masculine energy, we all hold it within. So this reading is not gender specific, but at the moment there's been a big, heavy, out of balance divine masculine energy where the focus has been on building things in the 3D and ignoring that spiritual connection that we have with ourselves. And you need both to be balanced. This pause energy, wanting to stay where you are, but knowing to do so, there needs to be some changes made. And she did that through going within. Okay, let's get some cards out and see where we go. That was on the bottom. The Sun. Enlightenment. Enlightenment that you get by going within. And this has done the same thing. The Angel. Temperance. Balance. Finding balance in a situation that needs some sort of reform. Now I can't remember because I was deep in thought. If you're new to my channel, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. And I can't remember whether I've already said the spiel. I'm an intuitive tarot reader. I pick up on energy prior to a reading. I will then come and use my tarot and oracle decks to further clarify that message. All of my readings are timeless. All of the cards that I use on my channel are my own designs, because I'm also an illustrator. So all of the designs are channeled through spirit, and I combine my tarot skills, my intuitive skills, with this channeled artwork in order to bring forward messages for you on your journey. This is my Divine Messages Oracle deck. Let's have a look at what your guides want to say about this journey, this pause that you're in or that you've been in, to get some enlightenment in how to bring balance, how to reform. A reform happens when something isn't working in its current state. How to reform something of importance to you on a spiritual level. New beginnings. A new fresh start. It's almost like a fresh lick of paint. And keep calm at this time on the bottom. Let's have a look at what angel is walking with you on this particular journey. 25, Nithya, spiritual wisdom and magic, which you get through this pause. Now, I'm going to have a look because these angels actually also align with specific tarot cards. Number 7, 2 and a 5 is a 7. She actually wrote lots of books. And one of the books that she wrote was about the seven mansions or 7 states of being. Highly spiritual, this reading, with that 7 coming out. The Magician is the card. The creation. The magician creates. The master of his own destiny. Gives wisdom, discovers the truth of hidden mysteries, and governs occult sciences. That particular angel. Now, when you think she had a lot of time on her hands, a lot of time spent in pause, in contemplation. Okay, let's get some cards. Let's find out where you are at the moment, and then we'll look at where you are going. With this Reformation energy, death and rebirth. That's the death card. That is Scorpio and Pluto, and it is change. Something is ending for a new beginning because there's some balance. 2 of Pentacles. That is Jupiter in Capricorn. Finding balance in a situation because you've taken the time to pause. Do we keep something as is? Or do we make the changes? The Empress. It's divine feminine energy. Going within. The Empress is intuition. What are you being guided to do in order to make this reformation? In order to make this change? Wow, 9 of Pentacles. The 9 of Pentacles in this deck is my Mother Mary card. Is Venus in Virgo. Venus is the divine feminine. The Empress is Venus. And Virgo, for me, aligns with the Virgin Mary because Virgo and Virgin come from the same root word. The Virgin Mary. A new beginning. And she was a Carmelite nun. Now, Mount Carmel is in reference to the Virgin Mary. So that this ties in beautifully with this energy. She essentially was saying that your castle, your soul is your castle, your spiritual faith is your castle. No matter where you are, and you can reform it, you can rebuild it internally so that you can come and do the same externally for those around you, which is what she did. I think she built 35 convents. The Devil on the bottom. The Devil is Saturn. It's also Capricorn. Why have we got the Devil? Let's have a look what's underneath it. Queen of Pentacles, freedom. I want to say the Nine of Wands under there. You know, all that time in bed as a sickly child could have put her in a frame of mind where that devil energy got in. Resentful. How come I'm not outside? How come things have been taken away from me? But instead, she used it to her advantage. And I think she wrote books as well. I trust the answers I find within me. I know that the presence of love is real. Connecting to her divine feminine energy actually gave her power. And the power to reform. Let's have a look at where you're going. This new beginning, away from deception. The moon in Aquarius. I'm going to get some more cards out because I don't know if that's the way I want to read that. Let me see what's the Knight of Pentacles. Something that you've been working on for a long time. That's, again, that's Saturn in Capricorn. Lessons upon lessons. The Three of Pentacles. In this instance, it's a balancing out of your divine feminine, divine masculine. And then this one up here, this third one, is the divine. This three-way connection between you, a union with yourself, and the divine. In order to build something, you're building something through this spiritual awakening that you're having, tapping into this divine feminine energy. You're building something that potentially already had a foundation. Deception. Maybe that's why the devil is there. Something within a circumstance that you're in that had to be, a deception had to be revealed. Some sort of illusion with the magician there that had to be revealed in order for things to be rebuilt, for things to be reformed. Yeah, the King of Pentacles. And I think of, now this happened during the Catholic revival. So as I said, Europe had been Protestant. Well, not all of Europe, because I think France was Catholic and Italy was Catholic and Spain was definitely Catholic. Maybe up through the north of Europe was Protestant. And it was this resurgence of bringing people back to Catholicism. Potentially because there had been some sort of deception. Maybe people had walked away from it. King of Pentacles here. I know in that time that a lot, well, there wasn't necessarily governments. The ruling monarchs of each country essentially ran the country in alignment with the prominent religion of that particular country. And so there was a lot of money exchanging backwards and forwards. I mean, you think of how the Catholic Church got all of its wealth because they were in bed with essentially the monarchs of the time. I want to say puppeteers. Something has been some sort of, yeah. You've seen it. And you're connected to this, connected spiritually to whatever this is. In the fact that you don't want to walk away from it, you want to reform it. You want to make it better. You want to remove, maybe. Five of Cups on the bottom. Now the King of Pentacles is Jupiter in Taurus. The Three of Pentacles is Mars in Capricorn, Saturn in Capricorn. Pentacle, Pentacle, Pentacles. And then the Five of Cups is Mars in Scorpio. A lot of Mars. Mars is the Tower. Mars is also Emperor energy, out of balance Emperor energy. Perhaps something that you've been involved in has been in very out of balance Emperor energy. Emperor energy is physical. It is tangible. It is building. King of Pentacles, building things. Divine feminine energy is the Empress. It's intuition. It's nurturing the soul. But you've got to have a balance of both. And if one is too heavy, then it almost counteracts the other. And there's no balance. And what she was saying was, I trust the answers I find within me. She found her power, her strength, her spiritual wealth within. And maybe that is the reformation that you're trying to make. Showing people that their power is actually within. Okay, let's have a look. What have we got here? Five of Cups again. I want to know a bit more about this new beginning. Making plans, that is Mars and Aries. Making plans, Balance, Temperance card again. The Lovers, which is the choice. Potentially two options. Maybe that's why we're not seeing the new beginning, is because reformation takes time. Time and planning, a pause. I just heard Rome wasn't built in a day. Big change takes time. First, the things that are deceptive and out of balance need to be removed. I just heard people's eyes need to be open to it as well. Yeah, people's eyes need to be open to it. The Moon. The Four of Cups, the Moon in Cancer, and the Moon. The Moon is Pisces and Neptune. People need to go through a spiritual awakening. They need to have a disappointment in potentially an outcome here. Potentially there's been some sort of disappointment here that has revealed whatever deception is here. And I think of, stealing from the church. Institutions amassing wealth under the guise of religion. Now, overlay that into your situation. It doesn't have to be a religious situation. It could be a workplace. It could be a family. It could be a group of friends. And the Two of Pentacles on the bottom. Jupiter in Capricorn. Jupiter is the Wheel of Fortune. Somebody's made their fortune. Built their fortune. And potentially it has caused some sort of instability. But for you, rather than walking away, you want to fix it because you've had spiritual insight. Okay, let's have a look. Any other angels walking with you? Number 4, Elamia, travel and mental illness. And number 69, which is discovery. Something's been revealed here. We've got the Sun. Something's been revealed here to you in order to bring this balance back in. Now I'm going to have a look at these cards. Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands in the tarot is often, for me, sometimes seen as all the gear and no idea. So if you think of, I'm just thinking because it was around the same time. And I think it was the Archbishop of Canterbury, maybe, who was the advisor to Henry VIII. But he was advising him based on the financial gain that the Catholic Church would be given as part of the decision that he advised him to make. So he looked, and I don't know if it was the Archbishop of Canterbury, whoever was in the highest position within the church, the advisor to the king in England. And he was in cahoots with all these different other people. So he looked like he was pious, but underneath it was deceptive. He was the devil. All the gear and no idea. Elamia will guard against mental troubles and helps to identify traitors. Hilarious. That's so funny. Okay, 69, Rochelle. This angel finds lost or hidden objects and knows the person who has removed them, and rules renown, fortune, and succession. That is the moon in Scorpio, which is the Knight of Cups. Now, this card, when I first started watching tarot readings, it came out all the time with one particular reader that I was watching, and some of the stuff that was coming through was so specific to something that I was going through. Even to the fact that Rochelle is a variant of my actual name, and my placement of the moon is in Scorpio, which is what this placement is. And here I am doing a tarot reading for you that you are watching, in the hope that I give you information, finds lost or hidden objects, discovery, that might help you on your spiritual journey. Interesting. Okay, let's have a look. Moon Oracle card. Ooh. See if there's any more information that we can get. So maybe if you've got an inkling about some sort of reform that needs doing, part of this journey is to work out where the deception is. Because like I said, in that I've watched a couple of series on Henry VIII. He was unaware that they were colluding behind his back for their own gain. And maybe that's something that you've got to work out. Perhaps there's some messages in here that give you a bit of the sun, a light bulb moment, a bit of an epiphany. The full moon in Pisces is here. Time to shake things up. Join the adventure, Cardinal Moon, and blaze those trails like a boss. So you are on this new beginning, this journey to a new beginning, but you're in the thick of it. This is my Nodes of Destiny deck. South Node in the 7th house. Now the 7th house is Libra. Again, that's 7. When the South Node throws a party in the 7th house, you might find yourself fishing for compliments like a pro. But hey, being a yes man can be a real yawn fest. It's time to steal the spotlight, regardless of the gallery's critics. This corner of your chart is your cozy hideout, urging you to ditch the old and fly towards the new. 7th house is what you are releasing. Now, the South Node is currently in Libra. That is the South Node in the 7th house, and the 7th house aligns with Libra. Having said that, you could have your South Node in a different house, or it may not necessarily be in Libra, but that's 2 Libra references there. In order to find balance in this situation, something needs to be released. And what that card is saying, potentially you've been aligned with not ruffling feathers, but it's your time to shine. In order to bring this Reformation energy in. Let's have a look at a song. I don't want to miss a thing. Aerosmith. Don't want to close my eyes. I don't want to fall asleep because I'd miss you, baby. And I don't want to miss a thing. That song is from the movie Armageddon. Something catastrophic. That was an asteroid that was coming towards the Earth. Somebody had to do something. They sent those men up onto the asteroid to blow it up. Somebody had to do something in order to execute change. And it's funny because there's a comet in the sky that's coming through in the next month. I think it might be at the end of October. 80,000 year orbit. Susha Shen, I think it's called. It was named after the observatory in China, which discovered it, and it's passing by. Now that name means purple mountain. Purple is the color of the crown chakra. A crown chakra awakening. Your crown chakra is your closest thing to spirituality. Potentially, this devil energy, this illusion, this deception, has the potential to bring down, to destroy, like this asteroid, whatever it is that you're invested in spiritually. And you want to save it, but in order to save it, these people have to be removed, or something needs to be removed. The other thing that's happening is there's an asteroid for the next 2 months that's doing an orbit, like a horseshoe around the Earth. And I think it's called FT25. But the markings on the side of it are, in sacred geometry, the markings of a spiritual awakening. We also had a massive M-class flare 2 days ago. So you'll see the auras last night, maybe tonight, the next few days. And I think there's another big one next week that they're expecting. But the one that happened the other day, the magnitude of it was 7.77, another really spiritual number. Something happening at the moment within a situation that you're in that's tapping into this divine feminine energy for you so that you can make a change. Avert disaster is what I want to say. Time to shake things up. The full moon in Pisces is here. Okay, let's get some Scrabble tiles. Now this could be your first, middle, last initial. Could be somebody that you're dealing with, a situation that you're in. Please just take it as it resonates. It's just extra confirmation. We've got a P and a 3, a Y and a 4, a C and a 3, a J and an 8, an E and a 1, an F and a 4, a B and a 3. Now, a song that was coming through before I was doing this reading was that Psy song, that I Like It. I don't know why, but we've got the letters there. We'll see if we get any further. I don't know what that song's about. K and a 5, an R and a 1, a G and a 2, an A and a 1, a Z and a 10, and a T and a 1. I'm going to get you some final cards to give you just anything else that your guides want to tell you about this Reformation situation. Nine of Swords, that wanted to come out in the beginning. And actually that came out 2 readings prior to this one. Anxiety, negativity, deep unhappiness, stress and burdens. What else have we got? Strength. Maybe it feels like you're not going to be able to reform this situation. Ace of Cups. And the Two of Cups. Now she actually joined up with somebody else. What have we got? King of Pentacles on the bottom. So she reformed the Carmelite order, but then she joined up with St. John of the Cross. So maybe this Reformation journey you're meant to start, but then once you're on it, you will be joined by somebody else. The Two of Cups is a soulmate. That's the soulmate card. It doesn't have to be romantic. But the Ace of Cups is a divine blessing. A divine blessing that the man upstairs orchestrates, bringing in somebody who is meant to help you on this journey. King of Pentacles. Because maybe you can't build it all on your own. Maybe you're meant to build it with somebody else. Start the process by tapping into your divine feminine energy, but the completion of the process is with somebody else. What else have we got? The King of Swords. That's the card of truth. I want to see what else. The World. The end of a cycle. Closing out the cycle. You start the cycle on your own, but you close it out with somebody else. 5 of Cups. which we had up here. You're not meant to do all of it alone. Yeah, look at that, Six of Pentacles. You're meant to do it with somebody else. In the original drawing of that card is God, and then a man and a woman on either side. Equal give and take. Somebody who potentially has done the reformation within something they're involved in and has a skill set that can help you move forward. So that's what I've got for you. Thank you so much for joining me. If this reading resonated with you, give it a like. If you haven't already, please subscribe, hit the notification bell. If you are called to any of the tarot or oracle decks, the links to those can be found in the description box. I will list that song in the description box. Also, there might be more messages in that song for you. You will also find in there the list or the link to the playlist, which houses all the Divine Feminine, Rise of the Divine Feminine readings that I have done. As I said, I've got 2 more to go. So thanks again for joining me, and all the best on your spiritual journey.